Alright guys, well I'm back today with a review of an interesting muzzle device from SureFire. This is the SureFire Warden, which is a blast diffuser that attaches via a standard SureFire muzzle attachment that a quiet device would normally attach to, but this is completely unregulated because it does not change the sound signature, just redirects the sound and blast and concussion away from the shooter. Now, this has become even more critical with the advent of a ton of companies making 14.7 and 13.7 pinned and welded barrels, as well as a few other different barrel attachments, but a lot of those guys are using SureFire muzzle devices with either a comp or a flash hider, and you don't necessarily want that in every scenario, but you can't change it out because it's pinned and welded. In comes the SureFire Warden. This attaches again with this locking ring, and it has a solid lockup and a very solid construction, and it works out nicely because now on this particular 14.5-inch pinned and welded build, it allows me to redirect that sound and concussion away from me, but if I want to take this off and still utilize the same flash hider that's on here, that works out very nicely. The other thing is if you attach a weapons light or something like that, and you want to direct that sound, or actually not sound, but debris and gas away from the end of your light, this works out very nicely. So it's an interesting concept, but it doesn't come cheap, and I want to talk about the price, and we'll talk about its durability and reliability. So this was sent out to the channel by Optics Planet. They also sent out the SureFire weapons light and one of the Daniel Defense upper assemblies. They've got some really good prices on a lot of the Daniel Defense upper assemblies, and I've got the code 704TAC or 704TAC for 5% off your Optics Planet order, including the Daniel Defense uppers, the SureFire Wardens, and the SureFire lights. And I'm going to utilize this as an update on this particular setup. It's been running absolutely great with no issues whatsoever. It's really become one of my go-to builds, and when it becomes my go-to build, I don't like to skimp, and this is a perfect example of that. So it's nice to have this option kind of in your tool bag to utilize for different situations. They generally sell for about $250. Again, not cheap, but nothing from SureFire is. They're on sale for $235 and potentially even cheaper. And they've got some hidden prices that can't be advertised. And you can head over to the Optics Planet site to check those out. And then even after you add them to the cart, you can utilize the code 704TAC to save you 5% off. I'm going to turn off the camera and bring you back on and show you the device a little bit closer, but because of YouTube's policies, I'm not going to show you that process. So you can see the flash hider that is pinned and welded to the barrel to make it the legal length, and you can see this is the device right here. So it's got a nice protector on the end. It diffuses that blast, but again, doesn't change the sound signature. Once you kind of keyway it in, you rotate it, and it locks into place with a ratcheting system, and it is absolutely rock solid. It's built like a tank. It's on the same principles as the other SureFire quiet cans that go on the end of it. So if you did have a few different of these muzzle devices hanging around, but you wanted to change that direction of the blast, this is a great option to throw on the end and really change that concussion for the shooter itself. Just a good, solid option, but is it worth the money? That's going to be up to you guys if you want to spend that extra money. I think it's worth it. I think it's priced accordingly for the build quality, but $230, but then you have my discount code. About $210 is still a little steep for a muzzle device, but I've seen worse from other places. It's just a good quality option, so it may be worth forking up the money. For me, I definitely have a place for this on my rifle. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.